Our go for that is disrespectful to me and this wrestler message.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Um, it is a special day for me today. Welcome to a special Thursday night birthday bash Q&A. So I'm here, guys, on the day of my origin to answer your questions that you bestow upon me. So have at it. Let's have some fun. Go. So I'll be waiting for some questions, if you don't mind. For all those who want to know, Chris, how old are you today? I am the big 3-4. Yeah, don't look my age. Yeah, because I actually have the infinity formula in me, guys. I'm actually older than I look. I was born in 1935. You know, nobody knows that. I'm definitely a little older than I look, but I was given the infinity formula by a certain someone, so I don't look my age. I'm just, I'm just messing with you guys. So as always, guys, bring your questions. Let's have some fun, and I'll be looking for you. I'm looking for your comments and your questions. I'll be using my phone to look at the questions, and while I stay on this, so let's
You know, the more that you talk to people, right? The more that you talk to people. And the guy that runs the department, he's an all-learning guy, right? The rest of him, you know what he was doing to his co-workers, man?
Malcolm, I just showed you that. Yes, I just showed you that. Sorry about that. Let's see. I'm going to go to the vid. Let me see what's going on. Let's see. Uh, Please, I will let you guys know. Please don't ask any questions about Batman versus Superman. I have not seen it yet. I'll be seeing it tomorrow. But I've already been hearing critics have been ripping it apart, and that's critics. Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. You know, let them. You know, let them be what they are.
What was the reason for why there's two different colors? You be a red can.
Let's see. Let's see where. Uh, late nights, parties, and making the girls cry with the horsemen. Okay, let's see. What questions do we have here? See. All right. Oh, here we go. Okay. First question is from Big Rick. Okay. Hey, Chris. It's lunchtime and Good Friday down under. How are things in the Big Apple? The question will be coming. It is fine here in New York right now. The fog's moving in. It looks like it's about to rain. It's kind of raining a little bit. So, but me and Malcolm had just got in because he had took me out for my birthday. So, yeah. But it's kind of the fog's coming in. It's not as thick, not like something like of London or anything like that. But it's getting there. It's a little thick out there. All right. Next up, Travis Chipman. Have you watched any Super Sentai series? We're talking the original, what Power Rangers is originally called. The only Super Sentai show I've watched, the original was the original. The one that Mighty Morphin is based off of. Other than that, no more. If you want to talk to somebody who's really into the Super Sentai stuff, then talk to my friend Tony. He's really big into that more. Let me get the next question. Let's see. Have recently traveled to Greece in the footsteps of mythological heroes. What are the places you most want to go apart from Japan? Because I know you want to go there. Besides Japan, probably go back to Germany again. I would like to go back to the country I was born in. I had a chance to go to Africa once. I had a chance to go to Jamaica once. Brazil. I like to go to Brazil. I would love to go to Brazil. Especially on Carnival. I would love to go during Carnival. Even though it's in the States, but Hawaii, definitely. That's a place that I like to go. Greece would be good. Wouldn't mind going to Greece. Your neck of the woods. I've always said I wanted to go to Australia. It's just that's a place I've heard that they just said that I've heard always they're like some of the nicest people we'll ever meet. Like they're just so friendly, and that's fine with me. I'd love to go just to see Aries Rock and the Great Opera House in Sydney, Victoria Falls, the Great Barrier Reef, Melbourne, and places like that. I'd love to go to Australia. Let's see, who else besides Japan? I said I would love to go to the Shaolin Temple in China. I would love to see the Shaolin monks. I would love to be there to see them. And let's see, one more. I'll go one more. Probably even somewhere closer, Canada. I'd like to go to Canada, actually. There you go. Canada. Let's see. This is bogus. This is awesome. Okay. This is Patrick. Patrick. Let's see. This is Patrick. Let's see if I can fix that. Okay. Let's see. Let me see. I'm trying to solve questions. Oops, sorry about that. Let's see. Let's see. Somebody sent me a message. This is Patrick. War. Let me see. Ooh, hold on. Keep them coming, guys. I'm just checking messages right now. Sorry. Sorry. Boop, 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 boop. Let's see. This is Patrick. Okay, let's see. All right, next question. Sorry about that. Let me just turn that off. Okay. Next questions come from. Let me see. Okay. Big Ricky say, I'd love to travel to your neck of the woods, especially seeing the Grand Canyon, see New York, Boston, also England and Ireland, where my ancestors came from. Yeah, definitely England. I think I've been there when I was a kid, younger. Ireland, I would like to go. I would love to go to the Emerald Isle. I would, yeah. Uh, I had a friend that I know was in New York, and she showed me pictures, and I was just like, oh, I know where that is. That's Rockefeller Center. I was like, okay. She told me she was up in my neck of the woods. She's from Milwaukee, and she was here. I was like, oh wow, I didn't even know that. Because it would have been funny, like she telling me I'm in New York. That'd been cool. But yeah, those are great places. The Grand Canyon, I've never been there, so yeah, I'll go to the Grand Canyon in the daytime, not at night. Um, uh, so yeah. Let's see, Travis, you say worst fictional world in anime to live in. Uh, fictional world in anime. I don't know. There's a lot of places. Uh, I would, man, that's tough. I would probably say one would probably be Helsing's world. Jesus Christ. Anything in from that, I would not want to be a part of. Um, so yeah, definitely. So definitely. Mm, let me see. All right, you. This is Patrick. Let's see. What else we got here? Yeah, so I would definitely say, I would definitely say, I would definitely kind of put that up there. There's a lot of places in fiction, anime. What doesn't matter, anime or not. I don't know if I want to live in. Let me see. Let me make sure. This is perfect. What's wrong with you, man? Pookie, Pookie. Okay, let me see. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see what we got here. Happy birthday, bro. Thanks, Jay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Just got back in, so I'm pretty full from eating, and so let's see. But let's see what we got here. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Let's see. Load up the questions. Just want to make sure I don't get no. I hate when I gotta load up the questions. Mm-mm. Oh shit! I don't see it. Okay, I gotta. Hold on. Let me see. I'll be right back. Mm-mm. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. All right. Never mind. Okay. Question. If you okay, this is from Jay, Mr. J. Question: if you had a chance to visit the mascara and train by the Amazons, would you? That's a good question, and that's only if I'm allowed on the island. You gotta remember. You gotta remember. The males are not really allowed on that island. So if I was given consent by Diana, and she said, "This man here is under my protection or under my law. I'm allowing him on this island. He's allowed to stay with us for a time." And yeah, I would train with them. I probably could teach them a few things too. But you know, that'd be. But yeah, I'd train with the Amazons. Uh, Big Rick, what role could you see? Well, what role could you see the Inhuman royal family playing in the MCU? That's a good question because we're still no closer to figuring out where Black Bolt and the rest of the royal family are. There's been no notion of Black Bolt, Medusa, Crystal, Trigon, um, Maximus, Gorgon, Karnak, Lockjaw. And we haven't. There's been no. There should be really some kind of tease of them, like even in Agents of Shield, we should start hearing like whispers of the royal family. You know what I'm saying? Like we should start hearing whispers of them because it's still funny to me that they're playing up the Inhumans in 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 uh in Agents of Shield so much. It's still a big part of that show, and we know that they're getting a movie in was it 3 more years? Yeah, 3 more years, I think. So yeah, it's kind of interesting, very interesting indeed. Um, I'm just saying, it's really interesting. It really is. Uh, mm, Let me see. Mm, mm. mm, mm, make sure I'm not being blocked or anything. I can't. Uh, let's see. Oh, see, I knew I was getting questions. I can't. Okay, Gemini girl. See, Alana. Hi, Alana. Uh, I knew I just couldn't see your questions. Yeah. Big Hero 6 is getting an animated series. Thoughts? Um, my thoughts on the whole Big Hero 6 getting an animated series is kind of the same as a lot of those movies that get animated series when their movies are done. You know, I sat down and finally sat down and watched Big Hero 6. It was on Stars. I watched it. I enjoyed it for the most part of it, but you know, being that I know Big Hero 6 from the comics, from from Marvel, it really it didn't really feel like that. I'm just like, Beta Man is not supposed to be that. You know, I was looking to see Gogo Tomoko look like Gogo Tomoko. And I think I put too much stock in that. And the thing is, I think people were forgetting that they are a Marvel comic. They're a Marvel license, but you didn't even get to see that until like the really end of the credits. I was like, wow, they didn't even give a plug. That's kind of bad on Disney, in my opinion. But in terms of my thoughts on the trailer, uh, I mean, for the series, it is what it is. Whatever. Uh, let's see. All right. Yeah, I don't know why I'm not seeing your comments, uh, Alana, but I'm getting notified of them, so I can see them. Let's see. Okay, what role could you? Oh no, answer that. Mr. J, thoughts on the first look of the Amazons in the DC? They look amazing in my opinion. I'm actually gonna do a video on that, but I'll give you a kind of a little bit of what I want to say. Yeah, I do. I think they look great. Connie Nielsen, if she's in that picture, who's playing Hippolyta, she looks spot on like Hippolyta. I believe Artemis is there, looks good, and I'm not sure who the other Amazon is, but they look good. And you see Diana there, real cool. They look good, very good. Um, have you watched Ronin War? Yeah, really, whoa, that's a. You don't know me very well, then, Travis, because I've talked about Ronin Warriors for a long time. A lot of times. I grew up on that show, and I'm talking about when it originally aired, not when it was coming on Toonami. That's when a lot of people probably got into it. But I remember when it was coming on, when it originally was coming on. So yeah, of course. You know, Daoji, Dawanoki, all that. Yeah, I know all that, of course. Let's see. What would Kenshin Himura think of Mugen from Samurai Champloo? That's a good question. I think he would. I think Kenshin would think Mugen is unique, different. Uh, but then Mugen would probably try to want to attack. Uh, want to attack Kenshin, and Kenshin going to have to defend himself, and all that. You know, capoeira like breakdancing stuff he does is not gonna stand against Hiten Mitsurugi style ultrasonic technique. So yeah. And I think Mugen would also be kind of like calling Kenshin names because he uses a reverse blade and like you're a pussy or something like that. It is what it is. Let me see next up. Uh, let me see this. Okay. Are you concerned about WrestleMania 32? I feel uninterested in the event. Yes, I do. Um, I do, Rick. I'm looking at me and Malcolm have been looking at this card, and there's only two to about 2 matches that we're really interested in. And one of them is, and that's not even the Roman Reigns. It's actually the Dean Ambrose Brock Lesnar and the women's match in a sense. Everything else, just I'm just like I'm really you know the first of all, I think WWE made a big mistake with not going Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the IC title at WrestleMania instead of doing this complete overhaul of a ladder match with guys who have no business being in this match. No disrespect to them, but there's been no build of them, no kind of concrete set for them, but they're automatically getting them in the match. And don't get me started on the Miz. It's just like he hasn't done anything for me to really say, oh yeah, he deserves to be in a match. Please. Not at all. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Next question. Okay. I feel that W are rehashing the Attitude Era, particularly with the return of Shane McMahon and the family soap opera. I don't care. Do something different. I have no problem with Shane returning. That was the biggest shocker and surprise right there. It's good to see Shane. I'm not really feeling the whole, say what you want, but Shane, that say what you want, but that promo he cut, whether it was a work shoot or not, was legit, and is like he's right. He's right. Injuries, this, the authority, that, blah blah blah. He was right. But the whole thing with Undertaker, I'm just like, as much as I'm like, this, why are you doing this? It's just like, why are you doing this, Taker? It really is. Just really is weird to me. Mm, mm, mm. Let's see. Okay. Once again, another question from Alana. See, I can't. Why am I? Are you? Why is I cannot see your questions, Alana? That's the problem. Um. Anyway, I could see your questions here. Once again, thank you, Checker Plus for Gmail. I can see. Did you get your PS4 yet? No, I did not. I have to push it back a little bit longer. I had plans to get it, and then with my laptop going down, then I had to get a new one, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get the other. But then stuff came up, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get it now. And then this and that, but that is what it is. Soon I will have it, Alana. I will have it. And then I can jump on with friends who got a PS4. Hmm. So yeah. Let's see. What is what do you think of Hickman will be doing in DC Rebirth? Word is he's doing 4 titles. Oh my God, really? He's doing 4? Uh, when I saw that picture, when I saw that post of Hickman, Jonathan Hickman being involved, I actually saw his tweets where he he talked about it. Said that DC's been calling him, to be a part of it. And I'm just like, okay, but with Jonathan Hickman, you got to be prepared for what you're gonna get. You're gonna get a lot of dialogue, not enough content in terms of art, things like that. It's a lot of dialogue. That's what you're gonna get. 4 titles, that's for real. Um, Whoa, really? Wow. Um, I have no clue what he could be writing. Um, you know, Hopefully, I guarantee it'll probably be a team book, and that kind of scares me too. Because if he's writing Justice League, forget it. I'm not reading it. I don't know if I can read Justice League and he's on it. Um, Only writer I want to know who's a part of DC Rebirth is Gail Simone. I'm no disrespect, but I need to know Gail, and I've been trying to get some info out of Gail on Twitter and ask her, "What are you writing? What are you writing? What are you writing?" And she hasn't. She can't tell me it, and I'm fine with that. But a big shout out to her and Kelly Sue DeConnick for wishing me a happy birthday on Twitter. I appreciate that very much. That made my day too. That was another good day. To know that she remembered my birthday. It was she said happy birthday and things like that. And Kelly Sue came back and said it too. So Miss D and Auntie Gail said happy birthday to me. So I appreciated that a lot. And the Gail Simone challenge is still going on. And I'll be right back, guys. Somebody just rang my. Okay. Well, my brother, guys. Somebody just rang my doorbell. You heard that ding dong. Somebody rang my bell. Uh, Sometimes the trouble doing these. Uh, let's see. Uh, let's see. I don't mind Shane returning, but the stipulation. Yeah, I'm not feeling that too. With him and but one moment. I don't want to hear this. Okay. Apologize for that. Uh, Now where were we again? I was seeing questions come up. Um, okay. Get anything cool for your birthday, bro? Mm, well, I was treated out by Malcolm. My dad gave me something, which was fine. Uh, but the most of the stuff, I really don't really expect anything for like my birthdays from people as much. I'm getting older now, so I really just, if people acknowledge it, that's fine. That makes my day. People acknowledge it. Most of the stuff I just get myself. Like I was supposed to treat myself to a PS4, but I got to push that back, Jay. So now I got to wait. Probably next week or so, I would have my PS4 maybe, and I'll show it on my Instagram, Facebook, and stuff. Going, yeah, finally got it. Um, Hogan wins the lawsuit. Yeah, I heard he won that lawsuit. Won over $115 million too. Uh, that's big. Let's see. He better show off. He better stay off of Justice League. He fucked up Avengers laughing out loud. Yeah, Hickman's Avengers does not get a lot of shine. A lot of people always there's always a lot of negatives about Hickman's Avengers, and even with me, you've seen me review that stuff, and I made no excuses. I've told people plenty of time. I had to read his stuff like three, four times sometimes to understand what was going on in it, because he first of all I didn't understand why the whole we got to go bigger. Once again, what the Avengers felt like a damn army when Hickman was writing it, and that was my problem. He had like nearly 25 members on that team, and it was so bad. Like not all the members could be in the same book, so they had to make another book, Avengers World, where you can split the team. And that was just like, oh my god, like that's too much. You got to go bigger. They got to be. I'm like, no, they don't. Avengers should never be no bigger than they need to be. It just didn't work. It just really was weird. It really was. And if he gets on Justice League and does that crap, I'm like, yeah, that's once again, Justice League don't need to be a damn army either. Let's see. Do you think Marjorie Bennett could pull off Birds of Prey? She's doing a great job with DC's Bombshells. You should give it a read. I hear good things about it, and the thing is, like, I would probably have to read it in trade or something like that. Um, Marjorie Bennett, I would take on Birds of Prey. I think she could do a good job with that series. It's sad to see that Angela, Queen of Hell, is getting canceled. I think that's the only book Marjorie Bennett is writing for Marvel, and that kind of sucks. I think. Yeah, correct me on that one, guys. But I really I really wish it wasn't. Uh, let's see. Once I get Street Fighter 5 in June, we should do a few matches. I'll be down. Um, let me see. See, I gotta check my phone or just wait for a message, because sometimes I'm trying to see if for some reason, guys, Alana, Gemini girl, she's here. I just can't see her on the chat things, so I'm just making sure. And let's see. Let's see. Okay, here we go. See, still watching Dashi Hermano. Yeah, still watch Dashi. I have never stopped watching him, Alana. Dude, that is a YouTuber that can always make me laugh. And he just while I was at Red Lobsters tonight with Malcolm, I was watching him from there. I was watching on my phone, just watching it there. One of his old videos, watching him doing Far Cry Primal, which I want to play too. I've only watched his stuff because I don't want to be spoiled too much, and Dashi doesn't spoil too much stuff that I've already seen. So, but yeah, watching his Far Cry Primal was great. You know, the fact is he was flown out to LA by Ubisoft to play that game. He was actually in one of the commercials for Far Cry. You could actually see him on the commercial for people playing it. So he gets kind of, so that's why if you watch that video, if anybody ever want to watch Dashi and you see him doing that stuff, and you watch Primal, his Far Cry Primal stuff, you actually hear him say big shout outs to Ubisoft, because at that time when he put that stuff up, the game wasn't even out yet. He was playing like a beta of it, so he got to play it before everybody else. I would love to do that. You know, play a game. You know, if um, a company asked me to, flew me out to play a game before anybody else and be allowed to showcase it to you guys, yeah, I'd love that. Um, let's see. Um, all right. What video games are you looking to get once you get your PS4? Not 3, 4. A lot of the PS4 games that have come out, I want to get. Um, I want to definitely want to get I had a list of the PS4 games that I want to get. First of all, Street Fighter 5 definitely, because that's and now my phone's going. My house phone. Okay, Malcolm got it. Uh, First of all, Street Fighter 5 definitely, because that's exclusive to PS4. That's one of the main reasons why I'm getting a PS4, because of Street Fighter 5, because I'm a huge fan of Street Fighter. I've always been that way since I was a kid. You know, remember putting quarters in the arcade games and playing that game. It's all started for me. What do we have here? Let me see. So what was I? Oh, definitely Ratchet and Clank, the new Ratchet and Clank that's coming out. I think that's based more off the movie, but still, I played the demo. I like it. Um, there's this man. There's of course. I want to get all the the Nathan Drake collection. So I've never played any of the what's the name of the game Nathan Drake is part of. Oh my God, I'm blanking out on the game he's from with, Nathan Drake. Fuck. Somebody give me an answer to that one. I'm blanking out on the series Nathan Drake is. But before the fourth one comes up, Uncharted. There we go. The fourth Uncharted come out, I want to get the collection. So I've never played the Uncharted games. Um, there's Naruto Ultimate Ninja. There's Until Dawn. I still want that game. I still want to play it. Donna, shut up. No, I'm just messing with you. Let's see. Rumor has it Tekken 7 may be an exclusive to PS4. So it could be just going back to being exclusive to PS4. Of course, Final Fantasy 7 remake going to be exclusive to PS, is going to come out for PS4 first. So of course, there is a lot of games for PS4 that I want. Do I plan to? So yeah, that's definitely, those are a couple of games, but there's more. Donna, Shetta. I just messaged. That's always funny. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Let's see what else we have here. Thank you, Jay. Uncharted. Thank you. I would love to see you guys play. Yeah, and see the thing is, not even just that, is because the fact that Malcolm and I are planning to get like a game capture, so we can capture our gameplay and put it up. I'm we want to start putting up our gameplays of games, especially me, and put it up on my main channel. Um, you see my opening says games and stuff too, but you haven't seen a lot of game stuff on my channel in a while, have you? So yeah, I want to start putting up game a play of games and stuff. And I would love, yeah, I'd put Until Dawn up, even though it's old. I'd put it up just to see what I probably wouldn't kill anybody, but you probably hear me also commentate on like this bitch, because Emily's oh man, she's a fucking idiot. Uh, yeah, I know how much you hate her, Jay. um, the new Tomb Raider is also great. You'll have fun. Yeah, I heard the new Tomb Raider game is good. So yeah, have you watched the anime Golago 13? It's on my list to watch, Travis. And I got okay, got a notification. Gemini girl, what do you say? I can't. Do you plan to get an Xbox One? Yeah, actually, you know, the thing is, Malcolm and I have always kept up on the trends in terms of the latest, you know, consoles. It's kind of funny because after a while, Malcolm was like the Nintendo guy. He would get all the new Nintendo stuff. Like the last, he had the N64. You know, then he got the GameCube. After the GameCube, the Wii came out. I bought him a Wii. Didn't have a lot of games for it, but the games that he did have, he played. And he was telling me, he's like, I might get a Wii U. The newest one, just for certain games. Like Super Smash Brothers and things like that, and Mario Maker, because we watched the hell out of Dashi play that Mario Maker where people make him levels and he raises and he flips out, and because he can't get past certain things, it is so fucking funny to see him scream and just like, I mean, there was one that he's just the latest one is just so funny just to watch him just flip out. I love watching him play these weird games or things like that. He just makes me laugh. I just recently did a reaction vids to a couple of those some of his latest vids. It was just so funny. This stuff is so funny. But do I plan to get but going back to the question, Alana, do I plan to get an Xbox One? Yeah, because there are certain games for Xbox One that I don't know if I can play back on a PlayStation. For example, the WWE games. I'm so used to now playing them on the Xbox that I don't know if I could go back to playing them on PlayStation controllers. But a lot of the exclusive stuff, I would definitely get for Xbox One. But it is what it is. Let me see. Tear jerker in video game. Okay. Tear jerker in a video game. You mean something in a video game that made me cry? If that's what you mean. Off the top of my head, would probably have to be okay. I got one right off the bat because that makes me cry. It gets me emotional, and if she kept talking, it was gonna make me cry. It has made me cry. I'm not gonna lie. Not even gonna watching if you have Tali from Mass Effect as your love interest at the end of the third game when they're all running towards uh, the portal to get up to the and if you got Tali in your team and she's running with you and she gets hurt and your shepherd brings her back and she starts you can watch it online on YouTube and she basically says shepherd and he's like Tali go and she just starts talking and she starts saying and she's like don't leave me behind and it's like and he's like I need you to go home, like go back home, you know build a home on your homeland because if you help her race get back her home, she and then she just says this line. She just says, "I have a home," and it's the way she says it. It's just, and you can't see her face because her race, Quarians, their their uh their immune system is so bad. Like if they're out of their biosuits, they can just break out. Like if you would just like open up their suit, they can get sick. Or let's say they're out and you just like just a little cough on them, they could get sick. They have a really bad immune system. But then there's a part she's just like there's the scene where she just says when she's pulling away from Shepard and she just says, "Come back to me." It's just like, oh God. There's just it's and I've watched every love interest you have in Mass Effect. I've done them all to see who was the best. And the next one that probably come close out of the females is Liara's. But Tali's, oh my God, it's a tearjerker. It is a tearjerker to the point where just like, if you don't have a heart, you're not human because that gets me every fucking time I play Mass Effect and that scene comes up and I have Tali as my love interest. It's just like, oh my God. It's like, oh, please don't cry, Tali. It's just because you can't see her face, like, and you never do until they did this bullshit that she took a picture without her mask on, and you clearly see it is what it is. But yeah, that's a tearjerker right there. Um, uh, Pokken Tournament is great. It's like Tekken meets. Yeah, I've seen Dashi play it, and I saw like glimpses of it. That looks, and it's made by Namco too. I was like, what? Jay, you asked me, would you want them to add Marvel characters into the next Kingdom Hearts game? That's another game that I want to can't wait to play. Um, mm, I don't know. I mean, it's already heavy as it is. I think the only other thing I would probably want them to add in Kingdom Hearts would instead of the Marvel characters, let's go with the Star Wars characters. How about that? That could work. Let's see. All right, all right. Let's see. What we got? What we got? What we got? What we got? Um. Let's see. Sure. What? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Let's see. What? Sorry about that real quick, guys. I was entering a message. Okay. Jay, if you were given the chance to undo that story and fix our hero, how would you do it? Uh, which story we're talking about here? Our favorite hero. Oh, okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Uh, yeah, okay. Um, I know exactly what you're talking about. Um, and then I know what story you're talking about too. Uh, I know, I know exactly what story you're talking about. I know who you talking about. I didn't read it fully, Jay. Okay, okay. Um, let's see. First of all, we're talking about one more day. That's the story I'm thinking about. Ah, boy. Um, first, the story would not involve Mephisto at all. He would have never been in that story. Um, I would have had, honestly, I would have had Aunt May go. I would have had her die. Like, uh, I would have had Aunt May go die, and I would have probably kept Peter kind of that on that road of like he was very angry now. So it would have been more like people would have started seeing this and taking notice that, well, Spider-Man's not he's not playing anymore. Something's wrong with him. Like he's not cracking jokes anymore. He's really serious. And he's very much being a little bit overprotective with MJ in terms of her life. But I would have never had Mephisto in there. I would have had something like that, and he would have definitely never. I would have never had you know. I would have literally kept that. I would have kept him beating the crap out of Kingpin when he would have found out that Kingpin was involved with it. I would have had him do far worse to Kingpin than he did in the Amazing Spider-Man story. I would have probably had him, if anything, I would have had him cripple Kingpin, like literally cripple him, that he ain't walking ever again. So next time we would have seen Wilson Fisk, he was gonna be in a wheelchair, and that would have been the ramifications of what he did. Like basically, basically, him saying like, "You took something from me, I'm gonna take something from you. Your ability to walk." Just like Peter's not playing anymore. He's not. That's how I would have did it. But I would have never. And then it would have been more of a him finding himself again to that place of being the Spider-Man that that he's been. But I would never had Mephisto being there. Like I said, I've always questioned what the hell was Mephisto doing in that story. What? Mephisto has never ever looked at Spider-Man. Has never been on his radar. If there's any character that Mephisto has dealt with outside of Surfer, it's Daredevil, Black Panther, Ghost Rider, people like that. Never Spider-Man. So yeah. Who do you think should play Carol Danvers? I still say Katie Sackhoff should play her. Um, I don't say Natalie Dormer. Natalie Dormer is too. She 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 could be a villainess. Um, that's who I'm looking at. And got a friend, guys, that hang out with me. Um, say hi to everybody. His
Oh,
pals here.
hi.
Uh, yeah, Carol Danvers, Big Rick. Um, you first of all, you need somebody who can hold their own. Remember, this is going to be Marvel's first fully female-led role. So you need somebody that's going to be able to hold that, as well as the imagination of Carol Danvers, the essence of Carol Danvers, and just bring that character to life. The same thing that's going on with Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. We're seeing her movie come together now, which I like the fact that they're kind of pulling a Captain America a little bit, where it's taking place in World War One, and I think that would suit it better than bringing it really modern and giving it a feel like that. But with Carol, her origin is very much laced in extraterrestrials, and we already got the Kree, so you can do the Kree. That's where she got her abilities from. From the Kree, as well as we can introduce Marvel. Maybe he's on Earth, in disguise. You know, I know they're gonna, they're gonna probably do her Captain Marvel costume because her Ms. Marvel shows way too much skin.
Yeah.
It's a goddamn thong, if you ask me. So that's not going down.
Yeah, you know.
That's not going down. But you know, I, I, you need somebody that can capture that role. I would ask Kyle, but he's not really good at fan casting. He's told me that plenty of times.
I mean, maybe Charlize Theron, but I mean, everyone says that, I think. So, wait, did that come through?
No, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I'd say Charlize Theron, but I think a lot of people say that. So,
Oh yeah, Charlize. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, Charlize Theron. Yeah. Um, she's just so busy, and I don't know if she'd have time to do it.
that's true. Yeah, I mean, but I mean, it would be an improvement. I mean, she's in that Huntsman movie that looks
Oh yeah, she's
awful.
in that.
It looks awful.
I haven't. I saw the trailer and I was just like, okay. Um, but yeah, she probably could put it. Um, definitely somebody. I'm just hoping they just don't really rely. And so far, Marvel has been really good with the casting.
Yeah.
We cannot deny that, guys. They have been really good casting wise.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely. Let's see what else you guys have me. If you if you were if you were wait, if you movie alien not gone shit. Well, wait, what? Travis, can you fix that question, Travis? Because I'm not sure if you're trying to say if I was in the movie Aliens. Because I'm telling you right now, people getting left behind in that. I'm not fucking with that movie. I'm not fucking with that movie for real. I am not messing with no xenomorph. Um, I may start pushing people to get out of the way. Like, get out of here. Like, as soon as it starts coming, I'm pushing them. Like, yeah, take them. And I swear to you, if I see a goddamn face hugger, I'm gone. I am gone. Like,
Oh
no
man.
way. I'm gone. No way. I'm gone. I make no question about it, guys. I've been 34 for now more than over 16 hours, and I'm still to this day. That is probably one aliens things from my childhood I still cannot get over. I've sat down and watched Aliens, and I still can't get over facehuggers. Every time I see them, I'm just okay. I can't. And the fact is, Malcolm told me like there was, Wrigley Scott was talking about there was gonna be a giant one.
Oh,
Oh my god.
thank goodness you didn't play Alien Isolation, which is a great game. But
Yeah,
like,
I've actually seen gameplay of that, and it looks cool. But the thing is, I'm like, man, that the xenomorph can find you like anywhere. It's like it
uh,
doesn't matter. Like, I'm
it's
like,
it's awful in the end because it's just like they're like legitimately now coming for your ass, and when the face huggers get in there, it's I'm like, oh man, like it's creepy as shit. Ugh.
Natalie Dormer would make a perfect enchantress. Yes, yes, Jay, she would. She has that feature of the enchantress of an Amora, But the problem is that the Thor movies overall have not been
Mm.
subparly good.
Yeah,
Um,
first one's okay just to get the ball rolling, but second was a really big letdown.
yeah, and I think Jay, me, Kyle, we all speak that we're scared for the third one. It's like as much as we were probably for me, I was really excited. I saw that title, Ragnarok. I'm like, oh man, they're gonna do the Twilight of the Gods. Oh, and now when you start hearing who's directing it, when they added the Hulk, I'm like, okay, why are they adding the Hulk? And I'm thinking first, I was like, okay, maybe he's adding the Hulk because they're going to be dealing with Searcher and
Yeah,
they need help. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But then when they start saying it's going to be like a buddy movie,
yeah, and
and
the comedy's going to be amped up from Dark World.
I
Ugh.
was like, yeah, see, now I'm really scared now for this.
Hmm.
But Dormer, yes, she has, Malcolm and I were talking about when we were at Red Lobsters. She has cat-like features. She looked like a cat. She does. She looks like a cat, and we were just like, man, I'm much as I'm not a big fan of this character, but she could have played Catwoman too. Like, I could see her playing a couple of villainous characters. Like, could you imagine her playing uh uh who's the character I told Callum she could play? Um, God, what's his name?
I saw it. I think fuck, what was it?
Jason Wingard's daughter, Lady Mastermind. Yeah, I was like, she could play her, things like that. From the X-Men, Mastermind's daughter, Lady Mastermind.
Okay.
So yeah, Cersei's. Yeah, that was the other one I said. Cersei's. She could play. Especially for the Wonder Woman movie. No facehuggers. Fuck that. No. Yeah. See, don't. Yeah. See, I don't even mess with the noise either.
Ugh.
Dormer could play Moonstone. Yeah, there's another one. That was the other one I could see her playing. Moonstone. Uh, there's a couple of villains she could. I mean, there's some heroes I could see her, but she's more. There's that feature more of a bad girl. I'm just like, uh,
Yeah. Like I've seen her in Game of Thrones. The character she plays is really cool. I mean, but from what I remember, but I mean, she's not a villain in that show. But yeah, she does look like a villain. Like I don't know who I could see her as a hero for me personally. Like you know.
I mean, I mean, you don't believe it or not, guys, on the show Elementary with she's Moriarty.
Wow.
She's Moriarty, and she was Moriarty on that. I thought that was a really, damn it, I'm trying to plug my phone in. Okay. That was a really cool twist. I liked that. I was like, okay, Moriarty in this world is a female, and her and Sherlock dated, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Watson is played by Lucy Liu in that, and she's still a former doctor and everything like that. But they're detectives, and this show is. I like Elementary. It comes on CBS. It's a good show. They moved it now to Sundays. It used to come on Thursdays, but it's moved to Sunday, and it really plays off more of. They really put more emphasis on Sherlock Holmes' drug addiction that he had in a couple of the later novels of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. You know, there were times where Sherlock was taking drugs. Then they played it up in the novels more. This show they play it more up in that he has an addiction. And uh, John Noble is his father in this show. The actor who voiced the Scarecrow in the last Batman game, he's in the show.
Okay, that's cool. Does he talk about fear?
No, he just he and Sherlock don't really get along at too much, and it's kind of funny because Sherlock's brother in this, which he does have a brother, is played by the actor who played the Lizard
Like an Amazing Spider-Man or
from Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh wow, okay. That's cool. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, they have a lot of known British actors in the show, which I like. I'm like, yeah, even though it takes place in New York, they put a lot of emphasis on a lot of British talent, which I like. I swear to you, if I see David Tennant on there, I'm gonna scream.
I could
I don't
play
know who he could play, but I'd scream.
he could just play some random dude and it would be amazing. Like
Yeah,
um,
probably could.
or you could
Uh,
have it be like a prequel, like where he's Kilgrave and that's what he's like throwing around before, like, So
uh,
it'd be canon then.
let me see. Travis, you say movie Misery sledgehammer scene scared the shit out of me. Oh my god, Kathy Bates and James Caan Misery, man. I haven't seen that movie in years, but yeah, she was. You talk about obsessed fans. Yeah, she was obsessed. Right now, Bruce Willis is doing the theatrical version of it on Broadway right now, guys. So he's on Broadway right now doing it. Um, he's playing James Caan's character, and the actress who played Roseanne's sister from Roseanne is playing Kathy Bates' character. Um, yeah, I kind of keep up on the theatrical stuff. So yeah, for all you guys who want to know, like, where's Bruce Willis? He's on Broadway right now. Mm.
What channel is this on? I'm trying to find it.
My main channel.
Oh, I can't find it on my phone for some odd reason. That's
Oh,
weird. That's weird. It's not a problem. I just
mm.
totally fine. Did you see the Lego Batman trailer?
No, I have not seen that trailer yet.
Man,
Is it
so
good?
so good.
Okay.
I know you haven't. I don't think. Did you see the Lego movie at all?
I've seen the Lego movie. I've seen it.
Yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it, and I loved Batman in that movie. It was funny, and so it's like a spinoff basically, and it and like they do this thing in the trailer where they show every Batman movie they've ever made, and they go Batman. Batman was I think Returns or is it Forever? Um,
Which ones? Because there's you had Batman Returns,
okay.
Batman Forever, and Batman Robin.
But okay, because I always get Return and Forever confused for some odd reason. But they had all that, and then when they get to Batman and Robin, they go super quick past the title, and then they go to Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, Batman v Superman, and the Lego Movie, and then it's just this absurd Batman, like just Lego in Lego form, and it's hilarious. Like he like put something in the microwave to like that Alfred made him, and he
Uh-huh.
just and it just goes because it's heating up, and he's just like he's like it's pretty funny. It's really funny. It's only 2 minutes, but it's really funny. So I'm
Okay,
looking forward to
I'll
that.
check it. I'll check that out. Let me see. I know there's. Let me check some more. You guys, let me make sure because I think people are trying to avoid it, but you guys don't have to avoid asking questions about Daredevil if you want to know what I thought of stuff on there. I have no problem answering that because I binge watched the crap out of that.
Yeah. Yep. I I never binge watched it when it first. I've never binge watched these shows when they come out at the exact time because I'm always tired.
Mhm.
But I was like, I'm gonna take a nap, and I had an alarm set for like it was like 1 o'clock. I was like, I'll take a nap, and then maybe for an hour or so I'll read like Rick Remender's Captain America because I finished that all of that. And I was like, I'll read that, and then Daredevil will come out. But I woke up literally, I like slept past that alarm, and then woke up at 2:50, and I
Mhm.
went, oh God, I better get ready. Like, so all that
Yeah.
plan was.
Okay. So how did you like? How do you like Remender's his like science sci-fi version of Cap?
I really liked it. It's exactly like I feel about Jason Aaron's Thor. It's brilliant, brilliant
Mhm.
stuff. And I never read Brubaker's. I have to go back. I know that's the definitive one. I believe everyone talked about. But I really liked Remender's. I thought it was a bit weak with the nuke stuff in the middle
Oh
part of
yeah,
the
yeah,
run.
the new stuff. Yeah.
It wasn't bad. It was just it kind of was a bit weaker than the Dimensions Z stuff, which was just when you read that all together, it's just it's really exciting, you know. And I'm like, man, you're just so with Steve, you can't stop reading. And I loved the ending to it, and I loved Sam's stuff that he did. So, and I only read it because I don't like Nick Spencer's stuff at the moment. So I had to go back to see. I just had to go back and read that because I remember liking that first issue when Marvel Now first started, and I loved it. It was really good. And I'm back to now reading his Uncanny Avengers again because I get back to where it was before he left officially. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, I've just been going back and reading some older stuff while keeping up with the new stuff. So, but
Okay.
yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Dormer. Dormer was also the random chick who made. Yeah, she was in the first Avenger. I think a lot of people don't know that was her. The blonde
Yeah.
girl that kissed Steve. That was her. That was.
I'd like to. I generally do forget that a lot because that's one of the things I don't like about that movie that they try to force like a little bit of drama. So I intentionally forget that. It's like, but I'm a big Game of Thrones fan, so I mean I loved her from that. But yeah, I even forget sometimes. So, but I think she could come back in something
Yeah,
because
that's what I'm saying. Like that role, that part right there, she wasn't really necessarily like it wasn't like she wasn't really there. It was like a one and done. So
yeah, I mean, the guy that plays Sousa, I think his name is the guy with the cane, and Agent Carter. He was in Avengers. He was one of the police officers. Where it's like, we need to get the National Guard down here, and he's like, we don't know what's going on. And then the guy that plays Sousa is like, do we? And then that's when Captain America comes jumping in. And he's like, you need to get these men over here and all that. And so I was like, oh shit, he's actually in like two different roles. But
let's see.
you can always do that.
Yep. Big Rick. Don't forget the Fly. I heard that one. Yeah. See, don't mention that neither. Ah. You know, I've kind of conquered that one. I just don't watch it as much as but I still can't get over when Jeff Goldblum's face falls off and oh
Oh man.
god, when it falls off and he looks like a big, he just turns into this big fly and of course that scene with Gina Davis and she's imagining what their baby's gonna look like and it's just a big larva. I'm like, oh
Oh, God.
god. But when her face fell off, that just freaked me out. And the second one is just god disgusting. I can't believe my mother took me to go see that one. I was like, oh my god. Oh, yeah. So yeah, the Fly's up there too. I can't watch. I can watch it, but I don't want to watch it. I choose not to watch that one. Uh,
That's
yeah,
funny.
David Tennant just goes up to a random person on elementary and says, "You see this hot coffee?" Goes in her face.
My favorite
Yeah,
scene. Oh man, it's got to have powers for that reason alone.
like say what people want to say about oh, you just a big David Tennant. Yeah, I
Yeah,
am. I like his work.
he's amazing.
His work. He's a really talented and well-rounded actor. You
Yeah,
know, you got some of the former doctors that just aren't that. I'm not trying to downplay any of the other former doctors, but you just know them from that. You don't see them outside of other things. But Tennant is right now. He voices the Fusatoid on Ninja Turtles, and he's great. Just his voice is great. It's animated, but his voice comes through it, and it's just like he plays Dr. Honeycutt. It's so cool. I love it.
that's awesome. I hope he's
Uh,
doing all right though, because I know his father passed away a couple of weeks ago, which was sad.
oh,
So
it did. Oh, I
yeah,
didn't.
yeah, I follow a David Tennant fan thing on Facebook. It's just that's when I got back when I was into my Doctor Who craze, and I saw it and I went, oh man, that's really sad. Like I don't mean to bring it down, but yeah, his dad passed away I think a couple weeks ago. So
Oh man, Dad
yeah.
passed away.
But
Uh, I
yeah,
guess.
he's incredible stuff. He's an incredible actor though. I mean, and his favorite Doctor I think was either the fourth one or the fifth one. And the fourth one is generally everyone's favorite. But
Mhm.
I think there was like ranking or a rating poll on some magazine, and he's been I think the number one favorite for a long time, even with the new ones. Like Matt Smith. I know Matt Smith was really popular because when Matt Smith came around, that's when Doctor Who was kind of started getting big in America.
Right,
So
right.
so David Tennant is still one of everyone's favorite Doctor, at least. He's very well praised. People love him. So
Yeah, he's uh that's probably the other guy who is probably um still working outside of the doctor is Matt Smith. I know he's in that Pride and Prejudice, that zombie like flick. Yeah,
oh
he's in
really?
that.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
and he
Interesting.
was in that Terminator. I didn't watch that one.
I I I didn't. I've never out of the Terminators. I've never seen the first one. I think it's on Netflix. I've just never haven't gotten around to it, and I've not seen that one. Um,
You
and I
haven't
know
have you
one.
watched the second one?
Oh yeah, I've seen the second one. Yeah, I love the second one.
Did you see the
That's
third one?
yeah, I did.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not.
that one kind of gets a pass.
Yeah, I liked Salvation though. Salvation kind of made up for that one.
Salvation I can enjoy. I've
Yeah, it's
actually.
not bad, but I do love the one review I saw from it where this is like they commented on the thing we laugh about with Sam Worthington is
Oh
yelling.
yeah. Yeah, there's a scene where he pulled that thing, yeah, out of the water. I'm like, yes.
Oh man,
Let me see. Let me Sam Worthington, funny. Let's see. Um, okay, okay. Oh, here we go. Denzel Washington did a superhero. I don't recall Denzel ever playing a superhero in
really?
any. Um, if he could, I
Blue
would.
Marvel, Blue Marvel,
Yeah, Blue Marvel. He would. I could see him playing Blue Marvel. Uh,
and it's not like a big physical role. It's basically Superman mixed with Reed Richards. So I think
yeah,
he could do it. I mean, and so it's and I mean, and how he's drawn in the comics, he looks like Denzel Washington to me.
yeah,
So
like yeah. Adam Berkshire looks like that's the perfect role. What the hell? Oh,
what the hell?
sorry.
I thought that was the phone call I accidentally did on Facebook finally come through. Yeah, he'd be great. I know the Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't get big names with like besides like Robert Downey Jr. and Michael Douglas, but I think they should get him for that if they ever want to do Blue Marvel in the cinematic universe. He's a big
Mm,
powerhouse, so
yeah,
he's a cool character too. I've not read it. I didn't read his solo, but just seeing him in the Ultimates, he's a badass character. I love him. He's awesome. I love him
mm,
to you
yeah,
know.
he's good. Like I've always recommend who people who want to get into him. I was like, yeah, read his like his mini series where you get to see where he comes from. You know, he's a hero from the '60s. He's been around for a long time, and he was he was a hero during those really tough times. And when he used to wear a mask, actually, he used to wear like this golden mask, and it got damaged, and people got to see what he looks like. And you see him, people were like, "Oh, he's a black hero." And then uh, John F. Kennedy, who was the president at the time,
Mhm.
kind of told him like, "Could you stop being the character?" It's like, what? Like that was just messed up.
Yeah.
But it's a good story. But I always tell people to read that. But other than that, when they brought him back during Captain America and the Mighty Avengers, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And he was then there, and then when they kept him around, I was hoping they were going to keep him around, and kept him around on the Ultimates. I was like, this is a perfect place for him because I've told people, yeah, he's like Superman and Reed Richards mixed. That's all he is. His powers are kind of from the negative zone. That's where he kind of got it from.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's hard to pinpoint, but I think he's the leader of that team, right? The Ultimates, or is it I
Um,
Carol or Black Panther? I can't
I
never tell.
think I think America actually leads the field team. I think I'm not sure who leads it, but they've never really been a like. I'm not really they definitively say who's leading it. I know Panther is like really kind of funding it or something like that.
Yeah, because of Wakanda, and I think as they have the Triskelion now in the 616, and I know that's like Wakanda, like they're I
Yeah,
think where
like
they are
yeah,
in
the
the real world.
Wakandan embassy there. They took over the Tricilium now. I'm like, whoa, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah. So, I could just be forgetting. I could just be forgetting. Maybe they've said who the leader is, and I just don't remember. So,
Mhm.
and I didn't read the latest issue that they put out, but I loved that cover they had. That looked really cool. So, ugh,
Yeah, there's some good covers.
yeah.
Let's see, Jay. Will uh, who? Will Arnett. Will Arnett is so great as Lego Batman. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't really like him. I have no offense to the guy. I'm not really a big fan of his acting career. Like seeing him in live action is like Batman. I love him, I don't know if you saw the Jimmy Kimmel skit they did for Batman v Superman off, and they're standing there, and then he comes in with the Lego Batman. He's like Lego Batman, and then like Cavill and Ben Affleck like who cares? Or I think it's just Kimmel and Affleck like who cares? He's like the millions of fans care, and he just walks off. It's like
I seen where this guy dressed up as Wonder Woman scared Ben Affleck on Ellen's show, scared the crap out of him. It's so funny. He was talking about Batman, and this guy just go, ah, ah. It was so funny. It made me laugh. I was like, look at Batman, he getting scared.
that's awesome.
Jay, did you see the first look from the Flash Supergirl crossover? I'm so ready. Yeah, I did. I did see the make behind the scenes, and I am ready for that crossover next week. Uh, they really want to do it, and you know they Grant has been saying he says, yeah, I've been wanting to work with Melissa for some time, and this is they're getting a chance to work together, and um, I'm ready for it, Jay. I really am. It's good. It'd be good. It's just gonna be one. For me, it's wondering how Flash got to her world. I would have thought that last week's episode of Flash was gonna play kind of into it, but I guess not. But it is what it is. But I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, I don't watch that show, but I'm happy it's still around because it's on CBS, which CBS is known for canceling stuff sometimes, and I'm happy it's still around. I'm really happy to hear that. I don't watch it, but I'm happy to hear it's still around. So, because I know a
Yeah.
lot of people like that one. That's the one I hope hits Netflix after its season's up, because I really want to watch that. So, because they don't have it on Hulu, so which
Hmm.
is
Yeah,
so
CBS is really weird with their stuff.
yeah. Like I tried their website, but it just it's
Yeah,
so
I do not recommend that stuff. I do not.
yeah, their website's awful. So.
Let's see. Dimension Z was so cool. I really liked Ian's character where he is right now. Where is he right now? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good question. Where
yeah.
is Ian?
Yeah,
Um,
he's not around, and his sister went away with Arnim Zola, and I've figured Nick Spencer would at least have done something with that, and even at the end of Remender's All New Captain America, they set up that Misty Knight's not working for Shield, and they took that Inhuman that was like dangerous, and
yeah,
she had him, and like I don't know if Nick Spencer's done anything with that or at all.
yeah. That's the last thing we. Ian was. We thought he died, but he was actually alive. I thought he bled to death, but he didn't, and
Then he
he's
blew up.
alive. He's the new Nomad. He was
Yeah.
partnered with
Okay.
Sam,
Yeah. Same.
and after that, I don't know where he went. Jet Black, she she had a thing with Sam. I didn't like that. I was like, man, this is kind of almost kind of Sagittarius rape, reacts me, because she was way too young for Sam. Like, yeah, that's
Oh,
weird.
really? I thought she was older. I thought she was like in her 20s.
Yeah, I get it was just sometimes the way they were drawing her. She looked younger than she was, and
Yeah, but I think it looks like she's in her 20s.
yeah,
But yeah, Ian, because I read that stuff recently. They had that fight with Baron Zemo, and the where they were fighting because he said, "Sam, go take care of who was the vampire? Baron Blood."
yeah, Baron Blood. That's his name,
Yeah,
Baron Blood, the
thank you.
one that
Um,
bit Red Wing.
yeah, thank you. And after they're having like a big epic fight, and he's like he beat the shit out of Baron Zemo, and he like threw his sword into his back, like threw him, and he's like, "I'm not my father." And then the facility blew up, and they go, "Well, he's gotten out before," and they just leave it like that, and so he's presumed dead, but they're hoping he's alive, basically. So
Yeah.
um, he could be dead or not. I don't know. He can heal because he got his throat slit, but he was able to heal because of gel in his suit. That he said. So I don't know. He could be alive. And then again, there was 8 months, so there's got to be something there with the time gap.
Hmm.
So it's hard to pin down some things in the Marvel universe. I like the all different initiative. I do like it, but some things are a bit confusing and like I don't know if they ever dealt with Iron Man superior Iron Man like ego. He's back to normal, and I don't know at the end of that series if
Right.
they changed him back and he's normal now. So I don't know if they're all going to do arcs one of these days where they confront that stuff, or like they do some big event where like kind of like Original Sin where they like all those memories come flowing back or just things they never knew. So I
Yeah,
don't
like
know.
I've talked about that. Like
Yeah.
my problem is this 8-year gap, and it's like we don't know what happened in between. They'll show some of it in some titles, but then it's like, okay, but still it's not. That's why I thought there was going to be a series that's going to go along with, like DC did a series called 52,
Yeah.
where it was taking place in between the 1 year later stuff. Like you got to see what was going on with characters. So when they came back, you were already like, okay, I know what was going on with them. Like when what was going on with Batman and all and the rest of the family, they all took a trip. Oh,
Yeah.
and when they came back, they were so incohesive with each other. It was just like now I understand why they like this big great team now. But
Hmm.
I thought Marvel would do something like that, but they didn't, because it's like for me, it's one of, especially with the X-Men stuff, it's like
Yeah.
who else was with Cyclops when he tried to when he all went all John Rambo on the Inhumans. We know
Yeah.
Sunfire was there,
We
but
know Emma was probably there because she's nowhere to be seen. So
yeah, we know Sunfire was there. We know probably Emma was there, but we don't know who else. So it makes you wonder.
probably
Uh,
maybe Havoc because he was inverted and I saw him in Uncanny the last issue of Bendis's X-Men run.
yeah,
So
and hey, Havoc was inverted after he basically
access.
spit in Janet's face. I was like, man, that's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, but it is 8 months, so I'm hoping they do something. Like, it's not that long. Marvel would have done something like that because 8 months isn't that big of a deal. So, but I
No,
think they would
not
have.
really.
So, but yeah, I mean, but oh
Let's
well.
see. Double T Travis, best Spike Lee movie for me probably is Do the Right Thing. It's one of my favorite Spike Lee movies. I'm not sure about Kyle.
I'm sorry, I have not seen any of Spike Lee. No offense to the man. I've not seen anything of his.
Okay. Jay, you asks how much would you freak out if during Rebirth they announced that Wolfman and Perez returned to Titans? I would lose my shit. Yeah, man. If Wolfman and Perez came back to Teen Titans for Rebirth, that's my Titans that I grew up with. That would be everything I would want. I'd be so happy to see that. And because that was the team, that was the creative team that I became so attached to with the Titans and
Mm-hmm.
fell in love with those characters. That they were the new Teen Titans. You had Dick Grayson, who was Nightwing at the time, Starfire and Raven and Cyborg and Beast Boy and all those were Wolfman and Perez's dudes, and that's why I'm attached to those characters. But I'd lose my cool. I'd flip out on that. I'd go on camera and, oh my God, flip out. Yeah, Wolfman and Perez are back. I'll scream at the top of my lungs with that one. Let's see. Big Rick, what other villains could you see David Tennant playing? Oh, that's a good question.
Riddler, probably.
Yeah, the Riddler. That's a good. Yeah, hey,
Yeah,
yeah. David Tennant as the Riddler. I know a lot of people said Neil Patrick Harris, and don't get me wrong,
I
I'm a
love
big
that. Yeah.
I'm a big Doogie Howser fan. That's another guy that I grew up with. I could see him playing Edward Nygma, but I could see David Tennant playing Edward Nygma too. Man,
Yeah, I mean, the continuities like we had spoiler alert. We had Clancy Brown in Daredevil, but he was in Flash. We had the woman that played Superman's mother in Man of Steel was in Daredevil as what's Kingpin's lover? Ah, God,
Vanessa.
Vanessa. We clearly don't care about like getting audiences confused. I think we're to the point now where it just you can have an actor that was in something be in another universe. So, but yeah, I think he could do Riddler. The problem with David Tennant for me is just I can't imagine him doing something so physical, like a physical, who's a physical villain? Like basically like Abomination or something like that. Like I couldn't see him doing like a big evil, just beat everyone up. I kind of see him as the evil, I'm in a suit kind of, you can't touch me kind of character. That's very suave. Like he's defined by not his violence, but just by mere words, or just he's that badass. I don't know. It's hard for me with David Tennant. Um, but he could definitely play Riddler. I'd love to see him get angry at Batman. Like, you got my riddle. You got my riddle. And do that freak out scene like he did in Jessica Jones. Like, I'm just trying to impress you. It's like, oh, man. That'd be great.
Batman.
Choked on my Dr. Pepper.
Because I still love that. Jessica.
Oh, Jessica.
Come back here, Jessica.
Oh God.
Got hit by that bus. I was like, oh, that guy got a bus.
Yeah, and it's funny. I didn't when I watched that the first time. I didn't see him get hit by the bus, but the second time, I just see a body go. I just get hit. Like, oh,
Okay. Um, like I said, guys, I don't know why, but Alana's not coming through. I don't know. Maybe her questions are spammed, but she has a question for you, Kyle,
uh-oh.
directly for you.
It's probably about Daredevil.
He says, "Hi, Kyle. Question: What's your favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?"
I thought it was about Daredevil. 'Cause I was about to say it. I know everyone has a beef with me with Elektra. Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. I guess Terminator 2. I love him in that movie. Like I don't, or the one he did with Wesley Snipes. I think that was Demolition Man, right?
Then you that's wrong.
What?
That was Stallone.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah. So Schwarzenegger and Terminator 2. I don't know how I got Stallone and. I need to. I'm gonna go. Oh god. Oh boy.
Okay.
I need a break.
Let's see. Yeah. So we said David Tennant as a Riddler for you, Big Rick. I think that'd be good. Travis, New York Undercover should be on Netflix. Yes, yes. God damn it, Travis. Thank you very much. I love that show. That's another '90s cop drama that I grew up with. But when that was out, I was probably in sixth, fifth, fourth grade, I think. So yeah, but I was watching that show on Fox. I was loving that show. That was a good show. Actually saw one time me and my dad when we were in the city. We actually saw them filming that show once. They had a
Oh,
whole street blocked off. It was really cool. Um,
that's cool.
uh, let's see. Mr. J took my girlfriend to see Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. It was a fun movie. Okay.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. It looked interesting.
Mr. J Blue Marvel's mini was great. Yeah, it was. Okay, guys, I better get going. I need some lunch. Bye, Rick. Thanks
See ya.
for dropping by. Uh, especially for someone who's coming from all the way from Australia. Thank you. Uh,
Yeah.
let's see, Big Rick. Chris, did you read the latest Ant-Man? Cassie has her powers back and is going by Stinger now. That issue is amazing. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm. First of all, guys, I apologize that I'm not putting up my reviews. I'm really trying to catch up. I'm really. I know what's going on, but I just don't want to skip ahead and be like, well, fuck all those books. I'm going to
Yeah.
the new stuff. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna catch up. I'm catching up. I'm behind, just not as much as, not like, see, Gabi's caught all up on his stuff. He just puts his stuff up late. But I'm late with my stuff. I'm like a month and a half late with stuff. I got like the last few books in for February, and then I got March. So I promise I'm catching up, guys. Don't worry. But I know about Cassie getting her powers back. That's really cool.
Yeah, that is. I didn't think they'd give her. Spencer would give her powers back so soon. I thought that'd be kind of a longer thing.
Let's see. Most fucked up moment in Walking Dead. I don't know because I stopped watching Walking Dead, so I can't
Yep.
tell you really what. Uh, if I was to say when I was watching it, they when the governor uh killed what was his name, the old man. Damn it, fuck
Herschel.
Herschel, because I liked Herschel. He was the
Yeah.
heart and soul of the group, and when he got slit through, I was like, you motherfucker. Yeah, that fucked me up. And then I tried to get into Fear the Walking Dead. I could not get into that. I watched 2 episodes and I was done. I was like, yeah, this is moving way too slow.
My
It's really
sister,
too slow.
that show's amazing, and I'm like, it's like, get out of here. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
get out of here. You get out of here
yeah,
with
get out of here with that shit. Nah, but she likes it. That's fine. But I think the most fucked up moment for me is when somehow Shane went from being a zombie to being Punisher. That's kind of fucked up. like, I don't know what you did there, but I don't know. Ugh. That's kind of fucked up. I mean, like, he's a zombie and he came back to life and he fucking kill his family. It's bullshit, man. So, Chris, I got a question about Punisher.
Yes.
Now keep in mind, folks, I don't know a damn thing about Punisher. I know he kills people and I know he was a Marine, but was the Thomas Jane version where he was like an undercover cop? Was that ever in the comics? That's how his family was killed, or is that completely just the Thomas Jane movie?
They in Thomas Jane's one, he was a they if you watch the director's cut, you do see him in the army. He is in the army, and then most of the time guys that come out of the army, they sometimes go into other law enforcement, and that's kind of, but they kind of twisted it. In that one, Jane, and that one, you really kind of felt for Frank in that one, because not only was it just his wife and kid, his entire bloodline was killed.
Yeah.
They killed his entire family. I was like, now that one, I was just like, yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still like that one too. I like Thomas Jane as Frank. I thought he was a good, and then they did that TV, like that small short film of him.
Oh yeah, Dirty Laundry. Dirty Laundry.
That was good too.
Yeah. But I was just curious if he was ever an undercover cop in the comics, if that was a thing. So I was just curious. So
the thing is, for everybody who don't know this, little Punisher 101 for everybody. He was Jerry Conway when he created him back in the 80s. You got to remember the times that when he was back in the 80s, guys, for everybody who doesn't know, especially if you're not a New Yorker, New York was not a good place to be living in the 80s, especially in the city. There was a lot of gang war. Cocaine was really running high. Drugs was really big. And Jerry Conway, that was what Jerry Conway was seeing every day. He looked outside his window when he was living on, I think it was the south side of Manhattan. I think I think lower Manhattan. So he was seeing that every day. And when he created the character first appeared in Spider-Man, actually. First appeared in Spider is the famous Spider-Man's on the cover, crawling, and you see Punisher like taking aim at him. He was meant to be just a one and done character and be a Spider-Man villain. But the character resonated so much with people, and it got so popular that people want to know, who is this guy with the skull on his chest? And I know Kyle don't really like his old costume, but but yeah, he was just meant to be a one and done character, and but then people really liked him, and then they really got more into. You got to see his origin. Why is this guy the way he is? He doesn't hate Spider-Man. He's gone on record to say he actually likes the kid. Because Punisher is older than a lot of people think he is. He's a Vietnam vet, but of course, then they kind of changed his origin a little bit. They've said he's a war in Afghanistan vet. That's what they've done for Daredevil. Said he was in Afghanistan, and you can understand why they did it there. But
yeah.
They've changed sometimes the origins, but he's always been like a Vietnam vet. He's met Captain America once, and he respects Cap, but he just knows that his Cap way of doing things is not his way. But he's going on record to say to Spider-Man, like, yeah, I like the kid. But he's like one of those guys in the superhero community that is kind of shunned at, looked at differently. Like, he's not really one of us. There have been some good side stories with him. Like, there's a story with him and Venom, and there was a good story there where him and Venom teamed up and they were helping. And I think there was a scene where the girl who was kind of she was trying to get off drugs, but she couldn't deal with it. And Frank was going to just shoot her right there, like put her out of her misery. And Flash was like, we don't kill people. And you know, once again, it goes back to the whole, Frank kind of sees sometimes a lost cause in people, like, and then I can understand where some people don't like that. And that's the thing is, like, I don't hate anybody who doesn't like the Punisher. To me, that's why I always bring that question up to everybody's like, could you walk in, put yourself in his shoes for just a second, and then you may get a little bit of a glimpse of why he is the way he is. Don't fully go in it, but just understand a little bit. And then people will understand why I like him so much. But
Yeah.
I don't hate anybody, because I think people are getting this confused. I'm getting messages like, oh, you don't like anybody, don't like Punisher? I'm like, I never said that. Like, you're not listening to me. I never said that. I'm just saying, like, put yourself in his shoes and you can understand why.
Yeah.
I tried it, but I still probably wouldn't be able to do what he does. I can't kill somebody,
Yeah.
especially, I couldn't kill somebody just because, even if it's the wrong guy, like, I'm just punishing people. I'm not of course, I'm not a fan of rape. I think that's something that I've been very vocal about. Like, anybody who rapes somebody is a fucking coward and a pussy to me. I'd beat him up for it, but I wouldn't kill him.
No. I just do the Daredevil thing where, I won't kill you, but I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Like, pretty extensively.
Stuff like that. So, yeah, it is what it is. But, there was this picture on Facebook, guys, that I seen. It was like a meme, and it said, respect the past and embrace the future. And it went from all the actors who played the Punisher to Mr. Burntoff now.
Yeah.
And I've seen them all, including Dolph Lundgren. And
I didn't even know that existed.
I'm sorry. As much as that comment is supposed to be embrace them all. Look, I can't find anything good in Dolph Lundgren's version. I can't. I've watched that movie. And you know what the funniest thing is? That movie always comes on late on TBS or something, and I'm just like, here we go. So, and I know it's that movie because when I go to it, it says starring Dolph Lundgren and Louis Gossett Jr. And I'm like, okay. And then for some reason, I start watching it, and I'm trying to say, okay, I'm giving it a chance. And I'm just like, yeah, they're taking bits and pieces of early Punisher, but I don't care about him in the sewers, fucking naked, meditating. I'm like, yeah. He's in his sewer, because Punisher had a hideout in the sewer. He's down there butt ass naked, meditating, and I'm like, yeah. I didn't get the story. The story makes no sense, really. In this movie, he is a former cop, and people see him as like it's the Punisher, and Louis Gossett Jr. is his former partner, and he's trying to chase him to trying to get inside his head and tell him like, stop doing this. And he's like, come on, Frank, and I'm like, yeah, that's not. It's just like that, and the villain in this, there really is no villain. He's fighting the Yakuza. He's fighting the Yakuza in this one, and I remember the last scene he's fighting this geisha woman. I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, all right. I can't. I want to believe in that quote, but I can't embrace him. When they did Thomas Jane, yes, and with Mr. Stevenson, the points I like about Warzone, there are things I like about Warzone. First of all, a lot of people don't know this, but actually Warzone was directed by a woman. Her name is Lexi Alexander. She directed that. She doesn't get credited as it, which is messed up.
Wow.
And she doesn't get credited as it, but she directed that one. And yeah, that one kind of went where people maybe wanted to go, where it's traditionally you see him when Frank shoots somebody, head pow, blow head off or something like that. but the only problem there was things I did not like about Stevenson's was that yes, he didn't speak too much, and there was a reason why, because yeah, his accent would just break if you heard him too long. Um, I did like that they had Microchip in there, his partner. You know, Microchip was in it. Wayne Knight played him. I thought Dominic West did a pretty decent job as Jigsaw. And you had Julia Benz in there as uh, the wife of a former undercover cop that Frank killed. He didn't know, and see, that's one of the things that I can see where other people come from is like, what if this is an undercover cop, and this kind of plays up that movie. In that movie, it plays up that yeah, he killed an undercover cop, and he's just going around killing mob families, but one of them was a cop undercover, and he killed her. He killed him.
Damn.
So he didn't know until he saw the guy's badge, and he's like, shit. So he didn't know. You have who else was in that movie? I'm forgetting his name, but you probably seen him a lot in the James Bond movies. He's black. He has a bald head. I'm trying to remember his name. He was big in the Pierce Brosnan run. But he was in that movie too. Damn, I'm forgetting his name. But the movie was okay. I didn't hate it, but just some of the stuff is just like it's just gratuitous violence for no reason. Especially with Jigsaw's brother, Looney Bin Jim, or whatever the hell his name was.
Looney Bin Jim, that's a great.
Yeah, Looney Bin, because they took him out of the Looney Bin, the mental institution. He was like a fucking cannibal. Like my favorite part is probably when he was fighting Frank, and he started biting Frank, and he just got pissed off, and I don't know what he did. He broke a tendon in Frank's leg, and he's like, that's your tendon. Now it's your leg. I'm like, yeah, this dude is stupid. And Frank he's like, he grabs him, he starts dragging, he just throws him into a wall. It's like, he's stupid. But other than that, the movie was okay. It was, that one felt more like what people wanted from like a Punisher Max series. That's pretty much it. But the only thing I think I also didn't like is like you could barely see his skull on his thing. You could barely see it on his like tactical vest. But my favorite part, besides his fight with Looney Bin Jim, is where he's going to save Julia Ben's character through this maze with all these criminal, or he goes in and he's like a one-man army. He does it by himself, which was really cool. I didn't mind that. I was like, yeah, that worked. But yeah, it's kind of a shame that Lexi Alexander doesn't get the credit that she deserves for that role, for that directing that. It really sucks.
That's really fucked up.
There's what else did I like? Oh, I like the theme. I love the trailer to it. They played a song that I like. It was really good. But other than that, it could have been better.
I never saw that one. I only saw the Thomas Jane one. So
yeah, it's not something that you need to see. It's there, but I give Mr. Stevenson credit where credit is due. He tried. It's not his. Excuse me. It's not his fault. And just some of the stuff is a little bit over the top stuff. Like he punches this guy and his whole fist goes in his face. I was like, yeah, that it's not. I'm like, really? Like he punched this guy and his fist goes right into his face, and it's like his fist is in his head. I was like, yeah, that's a little overboard. A little overboard with that.
That's so stupid, but that's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think the one we got in the Netflix show, despite me not liking his storyline in the end because it fizzes out, but he's great. That character's awesome. They do him perfectly.
Yeah, he really he really embraced that character, and he talked about it. I watched a couple of interviews of him talking about it. He said, I wouldn't have probably have been able to do the role as I did if I wasn't a father myself. So
Yeah.
he put himself, because he's a family man, and so I really appreciated what he did. I was like, yeah, he owned that character. He
Yeah.
really did. And just some of the stuff when he talked, when he was just, because I think we were talking about earlier, and he sounded like a dog. I was like, yeah, he sounded like,
It,
especially that court scene. He's like, you'll kill somebody,
I think the one that makes me laugh, I don't want to spoil anything just in case no one's seen it, but there's a scene with a certain character is they're in prison, and and this character starts beating the shit out of Frank, and Frank goes, getting up. I was like, oh my God, what's wrong with him? It's like, I'm like, damn. But the one thing, despite my problems, like he's amazing, and just with the storyline in the end, it works great through the beginning and middle, just in the end. But he's amazing, and my favorite scene with him is probably when Daredevil stops him after he gets and he's like near that grave, like in the grave site, and he's talking to Daredevil about his little girl. That might be my favorite scene out of the entire series.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was good.
And that was beautiful. Like, and I love that just Daryl's like just sitting there, like, he's listening. In the end, like the season was built up like this big fight for 2 episodes, but I love how that ended. It's just like he understands, and they end that before he comes back on a good note. I do like that. And you see him tear up and just. It was really good. It was really he played that so well. Like he didn't overact it where he didn't start blubbering and crying like Tobey Maguire probably would in the role, and I couldn't understand him, but he was amazing. He needs to get his own show. And this, like, a lot of people like are mixed on this. Like some people think it's better than season 2, some people don't. But everyone I think is at a point where we're all like agreeing where everyone's like, yeah, Punisher was amazing. Like. And he needs to get his own show. I wouldn't be surprised if like next Comic Con or something like that they announce it, like it's a secret project. And yeah, he's coming next year or a year after that. Because they don't really. It seems like they don't really have set plans from what I've seen so far with these things. Like it's not like the Marvel movies, where they say, okay, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Defenders, then Daredevil again. It's just. It seems at the moment kind of just putting out things, which is fine.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's fine.
Yeah. I've saved this about it. Like I said, I didn't mind the Punisher stuff, but I think it kind of, as good as the season was, I did think the Punisher stuff. The story kind of oversaturated a lot of the plot in terms of that, the more it got involved with his story, the more I was just like, this could have just been a series then on his own. Like, it just felt that way,
Yeah.
Yeah, he was really good. I'm not even going to question that.
Yeah. Like, I was fine with him because those were my favorite parts. Like, I didn't hate this season. Like, everyone might think I hate it, but I just didn't like the last 3 episodes. They're good in those, but they're not that great. But I just think like his arcs, like his story, I like it because the trailers built up like it was going to be basically like season 1, where it was going to be like season 1 was Daredevil versus Wilson Fisk, and Wilson Fisk got I would like to say an equal amount of screen time to Matt Murdock, and this season looked like it was going to be like that, and I was okay with that. It's just I felt like they. Am I lagging at all or no?
No, you're good.
Okay, cool. Okay, I just want to make sure. I don't want to repeat where I sound like the Tasmanian devil. But I felt like it just fizzed out and kind of just ended anticlimactic for me. Like, and I feel like I don't know. The thing with the season is I just don't know where some things can end, and I would have to rewrite the season, and I don't want to do that. It's just there are some places where I feel like he can just perfectly exit the season, but they just keep him around. And that's just my problem. Like, I just feel like this season, for me personally, they just were a little bit too ambitious and had too much on their plate. That's just me. Like Electra stuff. That's just me. Like, I like the season. I think there are some improvements from season one, but I don't know. It just doesn't work for me in the end. And I'm not trying to do a review for Daredevil. People loved it. I know a
Well,
lot of people loved it.
that's kind of the view I kind of looked at it from as well. I think more we're gonna do a roundtable, guys, on this, so that's why we're trying not to do so much. But yeah, I totally agree, kind of what Kyle was saying about that. So moving on,
Yeah.
before we get too much into it, uh, Jay, you say David Tennant as Toy Man would be great. As
Oh,
that
well.
creepy one from the Superman cartoon, God, the one with that mask on, God. Uh, let's see. Kyle, for once, we actually agree on the Daredevil panel when it comes to Electro laughing out loud.
Wait.
Uh,
Who's that? Wait, who's that?
that was Jay who said
Oh,
that. Uh, Jay says my dad used to tell me horror stories about the city back in the 70s. And yeah, see, I'm not joking about that. Chris, do you think Frank's prodigy Rachel could show up in a Punisher Netflix series? I think she could be cool
yeah.
supporting character. Um, loved Roka's run. Yeah, Greg Roka knew how to write the Punisher too. He did a good job with Frank. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Roka's run. The only thing is, don't want. I would not want Rachel to become just a female version of him because that's basically all she became. She became a female version of him.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't mind seeing Rachel in it at all. She'd be great. Definitely. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Yeah, because Frank's kind of on his own at the end of the season, so it's like you got to have a supporting cast, because otherwise, it's like how do you do that with just him? It's like killing
Yeah.
people. It's so he's got to have a supporting cast. So
I see Jay. Jay, yeah, Lexis Alexander also directed some episodes of Supergirl. Yes, she did.
oh,
She did
wow,
directed some Supergirl episodes. I was really happy for her, and she was credited for it. John Burnoff married Kurt Angle's niece. Are you serious? He's related to Kurt Angle? Are you? Yo, that's
damn.
great. Let's see. Next, I saw a question Lana that she answered. Okay, how do you guys feel about Sly Stallone being in Guardians 2? I,
Uh,
I don't know who he's playing, but that's kind of funny to me because
oh,
first of all, Lana, this is the same guy that has, he kind of went on record to say he doesn't like the superhero movies, but I think that was more he was just talking about Batman at the time because
yeah,
when Batman was out, he was doing movies where, he trained to get into shape for these roles and stuff like that. And Michael Keaton, all he had to do was put on a bat suit and
oh wow, okay,
hey. Oh, okay.
that was weird.
Yeah, that was weird. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties.
Yeah,
Uh,
what were we
okay.
at?
What did I say? Oh yeah, I wanted to ask you. Um, it was the question about Stallone and the Guardians 2.
Oh, okay. Uh, I don't know. I think it'd be funny if he was Star Lord's dad. uh, uh, I don't know why. I just think that'd be funny. I don't know. Like, I think that's great. I've always liked Sly. He's a great actor. Sometimes, he doesn't get the best movies, but I think he is a great actor. I love him in the first Rambo. I love him in the last one they did. Um, so yeah, I'd be fine with it. It's just that I don't know who he'll be playing in the movie. That's just the thing. I don't know. Like, it's weird. So I don't know. Ugh, I'm saying I don't know a lot. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like I said it before. I don't. I mean, they're talking about ego is supposed to be in this. So I'm like, if his voice comes out of ego, I'm laughing. I am ego, living planet. I'm like,
Oh my god.
let me see. Let me see. Go back to okay. Verhoff is Punisher fan. Is a Punisher fan, and he was actually the one to push to focus on the fact that Frank does not have PTSD. Oh yeah. He doesn't. It's not post stress disorder. He has. He knows what he's doing. He's not crazy. You know, in that manner, he's not crazy.
What's wrong?
No, talking about Punisher.
Oh, okay. I lagged out. What the hell?
He's not crazy. He's
Yeah.
not. He's not crazy. You know,
Yeah.
because I kind of knew they were gonna go that route with it. I was like, uh,
Who said he was crazy?
huh?
Who said he was crazy?
No, just the fact that they were talking about PTSD, post
Okay.
traumatic disorder.
I got you. Okay. I'm about to say, I was like, he's not Moon Knight. So. But,
So it's definitely pretty interesting as well. I don't know. Oh, freaking scared the crap out of me. Uh, Jay also liked. He said the graveyard scene was very emotional. Yeah, it was.
yeah. Chris, what do you think of Daredevil new cowl?
Is what?
His I'm not sure if I'm coming in right. It's raining, so I don't know if the weather's affecting. But what do you think of his new cowl? He got this season.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I think Alana, she actually brought up that question to all of us and said, do we sense that his costume is going to keep evolving till he's in the traditional red, fully red armored look? And I kind of think, yeah, that's what it's building up to. Like every time he keeps getting his costume gets upgraded, I'm thinking it's going to be completely the red instead of you'll see him black and stuff in there. I mean, the fact that he's got his traditional Billy Club, I was like, I freaked out with that one. I was like, yeah.
And when he he got the swing on it. Oh my God. Like, despite not liking those last couple episodes, that was the best thing ever. When I saw the Billy Club, I went, I'm going to cry. Like, it's like, and so now they can do in season 3, Matt just like going around in New York City doing that. I want to see that now, like more of that. Oh, oh man, that was so beautiful. I love it. The weirdest thing about the new cowl, I like it a lot, but did you ever feel like there were a couple moments there was weird angles they did in the show, not like weird like upside down angles, but I mean sometimes there were shots where it looked like it was squeezing Charlie Cox's face and like his face was chubbing up, and I was like, it was like, oh boy.
I think one of them was, I don't even think he had the new cowl yet. I think he was using this one that still had that bullet hole in it.
Yeah.
But this scene is in the 3rd episode after the hallway scene, and he's just breathing, and he turns, and it looks like it's not fully on all the way, and it's like it's squeezing his face to the left. I was like, oh, it looks weird.
Yeah, that costume, I liked that cowl overall. I think it got ripped because of a fight, but because that fight was badass, and I think I think it probably got ripped because of it, but that one I like, but like from some angles, like in season one when the guy that became detective this season, what I don't know what his name is.
Yeah, that friend. I know you're talking about Foggy's friend.
Yeah, where he's like, whoa, like after he beats the shit out of Fisk, and he's like, he comes in like, whoa, and there's a shot where it looks, and he's just like, it's okay, I'm here, I'm here to help, and it's like it doesn't look good from an angle, and I'm like, ooh, like that's the only time it looks very unflattering. But yeah, like the new one, I don't know, like it looked like it was squeezing his face in some like shots, and I was like, I don't know if that's hurting him or like giving it like just because because the thing I noticed about this season is he was taking his mask off a lot, which was bothering me in public, which bothers me with superheroes that have like secret identities, and I don't know. I think it was probably hurting his head or just squeezing in on him. I don't know if that's what it was, but it looked great. It's just there were some angles it looked kind of unflattering for him because it just looked like it was squeezing him, and face was his cheeks were just bulging out, and I'm like, ooh, that doesn't look good.
Yeah, there were times I definitely will agree. Like there were angles. I don't know, maybe it was the angles or not, but it did look like. And yeah, I was like, why do you keep taking your mask off? Or like, it's taking it off too much.
Yeah, like
I have problems with that too. I'm like, yeah, don't start doing that too much. Like when you're indoors, okay, I get it, but
mhm.
don't take it off in public and stuff.
Yeah, because it's like if I was a superhero, I always learned from that Green Goblin episode where he in the '90s where he finds out Peter Parker
Oh,
is where he
oh
finds
yeah,
out.
like yeah, take your mask off.
Yeah. And I'm like, if I was in a superhero world where there was the Avengers and all that, I'd be like, maybe there's like an invisible, like what happens if the Spot is around? Like, you don't know, like Spot could be set up and it's like, I took pictures of you, Daredevil. I was taking pictures of you and I saw who you were. So it's like, yeah, so I don't know. It's like I don't like when superheroes do that, but it looked great. Though the cow looked great. I love that. It's a weird thing. I have a weird thing, but I love that Matt had that beard, that stubble of a beard.
I find that kind of funny. Like he's got a 5 o'clock shot. I'm like, I
Yeah,
never. I mean, I've seen Matt with like the stubble before, but
yeah.
he's always been clean cut. Like I was like, yeah, I find that funny though.
I don't know why. I just like that to adding that to like the outfit. I don't know. I like when he had that like black getup and he shaved sometimes. I just didn't like it,
Okay.
and I don't know. Like there's some like shots where like he throws that one guy, and the one guy that was working with the annoying DA into the like a fence, and he just standing right beside him, behind him. And there's this really cool shot, and his beard just looks badass. And I'm like, just have Matt have the beard like forever. I don't know. Charlie Cox looks really good with the beard. I'm not even gonna lie.
They'll
I'm just
probably they'll just have him clean shave with flashbacks.
yeah, which those always make me laugh, especially those sunglasses. I,
Okay, Gemini girl Alana, she has. Are you guys gonna read all new Blade? Yeah, when that thing finally comes out, I definitely want to check it out, Alana. I want to see Blade's daughter. I want to see what she's gonna be like. I know they got a new artist. That's why it's been taking so long now. They got a whole new artist, so I think they're going back to square one. Or new artist is gonna uh, redo the art. That's what I heard. But yeah, I want to read all New Blade. I want to read his daughter, see
yeah,
what she's gonna, what she's following in Daddy's footsteps with Daddy. So it's gonna be really interesting as Blade as a father.
yeah, exactly. And I'm not gonna lie though, as much as I am looking forward to that, I actually kind of forgot that was actually coming out.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh man. Oh man. Hey, am I coming through? Like, can you see me, or do I have an icon?
Let me see. I see you.
Okay, because it's weird. My tablet shows just my Spider-Man one, and whenever I click on me, it goes like this. I'm like, oh man, like I'm like, I kind of want to screenshot it. I'm not even gonna lie. Oh man.
Let me see. Okay. Ooh, let's see. No more. Let me make sure.
Surprised we haven't gotten any Batman v Superman questions.
I told them not to.
Oh, okay. About to say, I was like, I thought we were gonna have a shit ton of those.
I told people not to because I haven't seen it, and I really didn't want to answer any questions about that.
Yeah.
I just told everybody, okay. I just said, yeah. I hear critics are bashing it, but that's their interpretation. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah.
That's it.
We'll see when it comes out if it generates the same thing. So
Let me see. How the hell does a blind man shave? Laughing out. Hey, Ray Charles used to do it. There's images of Ray Charles shaving himself. I was like,
listen.
dead serious about that. Ray Charles shaved himself. He didn't have any help. He didn't have anybody shaving him. He used to do it himself.
Yeah. That's a good question for Matt, but it's just, I guess I don't know. Oh, man. Then again, they did bring up how do you comb your hair? And he's like, well, sometimes you got to hope for the best. I can just imagine Matt shaving and like there's still stubbles of it just everywhere.
Oh, yeah, he pulls to it.
Oh, man.
Okay, I'm gonna answer. The one thing I think that I was a little bit about this season was they didn't focus a lot on his radar sense a lot. It's just like you just hear him as super hearing, but none of his radar sense anymore. Like like they showed in the first season.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like, whoa, how come the radar is not coming into focus anymore? There's always this hearing like it. Okay, one part that actually started making me laugh a lot was when after he got shot, and then he started like having these head problems, and he just
like that was funny, but it was kind of scary if you think about it.
Scary, but also funny at the same time because you got Charlie still, Mr. Cox is still acting blind, and he just. So I'm just laughing at it like. Laughing at it. That's the funny part right there.
Oh man, yeah, that was great. The one that made me I thought was pretty funny too, was when he's chained to that chimney, I guess, and he's trying to get out, like.
Oh, he's going.
Oh man, that was so funny. Like just out of random, like, hey, it was sleepyhead. Like, I don't care how cool you are, you do not make that scene look good and not laughable. Oh man. Could you just there are parts of that season where like Elektra gets really hurt, and I'm just wondering what the fuck do the neighbors think of Matt? Like, do they think he's one noisy ass neighbor? Like,
yeah, it was like this. He had neighbors, so he just lived in that building by himself.
Yeah, he had they showed a neighbor in the first season, an old lady that lives next door. So I'm just imagining her that damn Murdoch. How the blind man makes so much noise? Oh man, that's just so funny. Oh, I was really scared though. I don't know if there's ever been a case of someone being blind and deaf. I don't know, but that's legitimately terrifying. Just you're blind and deaf. So it's God. I don't know how you live, man. I really don't. That's terrifying. Because and also it'd be really kind of sad for Matt if he lost it, because he lost his sight, so it's he got his hearing taken away as well. I'm like, man, what a bitch. Man. But I'm glad they didn't focus on that too long. I'm glad that was a very short thing.
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be a long plot thread that they were going to do, but I liked it was just only 2 episodes. So.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, got another. See, I think you're spamming. I gotta check the thing. I don't know why, but Uh, another question towards you, Kyle.
Oh, okay. What's up?
She says, "Have you finished any of the books Chris got you, Kyle?"
Yeah. I finished Black Bat. Um, I really liked that. That was really good. Um, I've been having a hard time, and then I read half of the TMNT. It's just hard. Like sometimes I'm in the mood, but yeah, I have finished Black Bat. I've finished Black Bat, and I'm halfway through TMNT. I'm really enjoying that stuff. That stuff's great. Black Bat was really good too. That felt really Daredevil, and I loved that. So
You
and
see how he lost his eyes, right?
yeah, like he got I forget what it was because it's been a long time. It's been like a month, but didn't he get him like cut out like and
Yeah.
like
See that guy he scooped him out. That was
ugh. Like, is there any more of Black Bat like in terms of that series, or is that it? Like,
that was just a 12-part series that Dynamite did.
oh okay,
Black Bat was also seen in another series with a lot of other pulp characters like Green Hornet and stuff called Mask.
oh okay.
And that's in trade too, so that's another trade you could. That's under Dynamite. Nothing else like in like a ongoing series.
All right.
Yeah, that's Black Bat. So I'm glad you liked that. I thought you would because I was like, yeah, he's like Daredevil mix. He came out the same time Batman came out.
Oh wow. Okay.
And there's like a debate on who came out first.
Yeah. I the one thing I always thought was really brutal about that Black Bat, which was just so striking, is when he fights that big, giant, muscle-bound douche, and he just jumps up from behind and just kicks him right in the back and like disables him. And they keep showing like in the trade. Every new issue, they always show that, and I'm like, "Ooh, why do you show that? That really got under my skin." And then they brought that guy back, and I'm like, "That motherfucker!" like I hope you die. And then he did die after trying to betray Black Bat. I'm like, "Yeah, you got what you deserved. Like you died." So, oh my God.
Yeah, that's right, Jay. It was the Electra's face when when she was getting turned on by Matt beating up the fixer was funny. Yeah, that was she was getting off on that. I was like,
Did you think the sex scene was kind of weird that they did with Matt and Elektra?
yeah.
I thought that was really weird. Like they did that in slow motion, and I was like, I don't know if I like this. I was like, thank God I'm not watching it like I did with Jessica Jones with my dad, where like he just happens to sit down when it's the episode where Luke and Jess are going to have sex the entire episode. I was like, yeah, that was great. Like it's like when Steve says it in the Jessica Jones round table. He's like, "You got Kyle, yeah, that's great, but it was awkward watching that with my dad." It's like,
Yeah. So yeah. But other than that, guys, yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna continue talking. And because Jay wants to talk with us later, we're gonna wrap this up, guys. But I want to thank everybody for coming by and spending some time with me. And for this Q&A, like I said, it was just fun. It was just something I wanted to do for my birthday, and then like my birthday's been over for a while now, but for 2 hours now. But other than that, guys, thanks for dropping by. I want to thank everybody, Travis, Big Rick, Jay, Lana. I want to thank all you guys for coming by and dropping some questions off and having fun. Guys, just remember, the core will be doing our Daredevil Season 2 roundtable, I believe tomorrow or so. It could be one of them days. We're gonna be just chilling and just giving our thoughts on the series as a whole, and just having some fun as always. And we got other stuff planned. But other than that, guys, thank you guys. I appreciate it as always. You guys take care, and we're out of here. Later, guys.
Bye.